What the heck, dude? Dude, the bed has no mattress. Oh my god, this is disgusting. No, this toilet just empties onto the ground.
What's good, y'all? My name is Tristan, and I'm about to stay in the most dangerous hotel in all of Mexico.
When looking for the cheapest hotel in all of Mexico, I noticed that these hotels weren't just cheap because of bad accommodation, but also because they are located in some of the most incredibly sketchy, dangerous neighborhoods in all of Mexico. Mexico is home to all 5 of the top 5 deadliest cities in the world. After hours of research, I finally came across Hotel La Colonial Hospedaje. Located in Tepito, the most dangerous, cartel-infested neighborhood in Mexico's largest city. At a little over $2 a night, it was the cheapest hotel I found in all of Mexico. But the second I saw the pictures and read the reviews, I realized I had not only found the cheapest hotel, but quite possibly the most dangerous hotel in all of Mexico.
Alright, let's take a look at this place. Alright, nothing. Oh, it looks a bit old. A vending machine. That is so tacky. What is... Okay. Oh, I don't think this is a hotel at all. This looks looking like a hostel. If you don't know what a hostel is, it's like a hotel, but there's multiple beds in one room, so multiple people share the same room. They're cheap, they're usually really fun. I stay in hostels most places I go, but none like this. And why are those beds so close together? Like, you'd pretty much be touching the person you're sleeping next to. A box TV? Whew, it's been a minute since I've seen a box TV. Also, what is that lettering? That is something you would see in like a basement dungeon or like a horror film. Oh my god, all this furniture, it's all homemade. The dresser's homemade, the beds. Also, are there even mattresses? Like, look at how thin those beds are. It's like 4 inches. You have to be sleeping on a pad. No. What? There's no way this is the bathroom. What room is that? Is that... No. Holy shit. I think it is. No. You're kidding. Oh my god, no. This cannot be. Is this the actual... This is where I'm gonna be shitting. There's no freaking way. God, I cannot go here. This is like a jail. This is worse than jail. Literally, jail toilets are nicer than this. What the f? Like, is this for real? Is that a shower? What even is that? And are there lights in this bathroom? This photo is so dark. Also, where are the dividers? This is not a high school locker room. This is a place where you're staying with strangers. Like, I've never been to a hostel that doesn't have like individual showers. It's just a bunch of shower heads in a big room. Holy shit. What else is there? Oh, next. I can't keep looking at this. How the f am I gonna stay? Are those the sinks? What? No way. What? What is that? Is that the office? Yeah, guys, our resort offers outdoor workspaces, offices, a gym, places to work out. We got complimentary water, a garden, lockers, and a free place to store your stuff. And don't forget our state-of-the-art vending machine. Seriously, what the f is this? Like, is this an office, or is this maybe behind the desk where they like check you in? Who puts this? God, in these rooms, where do you put your stuff? It's literally just beds crammed into a room. You can't even walk between them. Wait. No way. Those are 3 bed bunks. They're like, so look, someone's on the ground, middle, and upper. Where do you put your stuff, for real? The only 2 places are on the floor, which then you're blocking the little hallway, or on your bed. Do you have to sleep with your suitcase? One thing I would like to point out is there are multiple room types. So the room you just saw, that is the 12-person room. That's the one that's $3 a night. But you can stay in a 4-person room for just $4 a night. And if you want your whole room to yourself, only $6. I definitely think it's worth the $3 extra to not have to share a room with 11 other people. But to get the full experience of this place, we are gonna be going for the $3 a night, 12-bedroom room. This hotel is located in Mexico City. I'm currently in Playa del Carmen, which is about a 20-hour drive. So I'll be catching a plane tomorrow, and I think we should read some reviews on the way.
I got on the plane, and as I traveled, I decided not to go straight to the hotel. I travel with everything I own. My computer, passport, cameras, and it just wasn't worth risking all of that for a video. So I checked into another hostel, locked up my stuff, and then read some reviews before proceeding to Hospedaje La Colonial.
They don't have toilet paper. You have to bring yours. It's not safe. Dirty bathrooms, no electricity. Water was cut for part of my stay. No plugs or Wi-Fi.
Not for women. I booked a room online, but couldn't check in. They told me they only have space for men.
The bathrooms don't have a door. The worst hostel I've ever been to. It's so dirty. Bed bugs everywhere, the bathroom is open and extremely dirty. In the middle of the night, a completely drunk man entered my room and started sleeping on the floor almost naked. I went to the reception and spent all night on the chair.
You have to be very rude to not feel threatened by the people smoking crack around you. It's not lodging, it's a house for the homeless. The beds have lice.
The water for the bathroom seems to go out every single night, or maybe they shut it off purposely. I don't know. No flushing the toilets. There's a little kitchenette, but no pots or pans.
They discriminated against me for being a transgender woman. They lock you up like you're in jail. They don't give you keys to the front door. You have to ring a bell, and they'll have you checked worse than jail.
Dangerous neighborhood. There was a dead man outside when I left at 7 a.m.
That cannot be. That can't be real. There's no way. Dude, God. I don't even know how to react to that. Dude, that's only the first page. I really wish I read these reviews before I committed to going here. Dude, someone dying? Swear to God, if I read another death comment, we're calling this off. I'm not going.
There was no space for me despite having booked online.
They charged more money than they said in the reservation.
I've been traveling around the world for a year, and this is by far the worst place I've ever laid eyes on.
No electricity. You have to pay separately to charge your phone. The toilets don't flush and have no door. They look like 5 people had diarrhea there. Even peeing in them is appalling. The beds had lots of bed bugs, and I got bit a lot.
The rooms are dirty and unkempt, with lots of cigarette smell.
Things are taken from those who come. It's a shame booking has a hostel like this on its list. I felt like I was in a totally disgusting and disorganized prison.
The place was very dirty, and the older member of staff is very incompetent. Never have I encountered someone so useless.
Lost my hat at the property, 100% certain one of the members of staff stole it. The street is surrounded by criminals and homeless people from 6 p.m. The guests have drug problems and they hide that they are harassers.
Alright, y'all, we're getting close. I'm getting really nervous. I'm not one to get nervous. I've traveled a lot, been in bad areas. I'm used to it. I feel like I'm smart, I'm confident, and know what to do, but I've had this feeling in my chest, just like this thing. It's just growing the entire way, like the entire walk. It's just getting bigger, and I'm getting super anxious for what it's gonna be like. It's really not a good area. It doesn't feel welcoming, doesn't feel safe. Not somewhere I would choose to be.
Before entering, I took a walk around the block. There were several dark, sketchy alleys, graffiti was everywhere, and 90% of the businesses were boarded up or abandoned. But then, I noticed something. These buildings weren't just abandoned, they were ruined, ripped apart from the inside. And this was all literally just across the street from La Colonial. The few buildings that were occupied were still falling apart. Some, I didn't even think were structurally sound.
Alright, I'm gonna put the camera down now. I know if I walk around with the camera, we sketched out, I clearly don't fit in to this area right now. I think I would put them on edge, and I don't want them to not let me stay there. So we're gonna put it up. I'm just gonna record some audio of me going in. Is this thing on? Alright, we're good. Alright, we're about to walk in. 12 dorm, 12 beds.
Dormitorio en un cuarto.
Dormitorio.
Dormitorio. ¿No quieres ver cómo es? Se cobra
75?
Sí.
75?
¿Cómo se llama?
Tristan.
Yeah. No sé nada de la ropa de cama.
You what? No.
En tu cama. Sí. ¿Lo ven? Sí.
Gotcha.
¡Gente!
The first thing I noticed when I got into my room was this guy knocked out cold at 4 p.m. It didn't look like hardly anyone else was in the room, and I started to grab my quilt to make my bed when I realized there were no mattresses whatsoever, not even a cushion or a pad. The black you see is just a tarp over wood. I went to explore the other rooms, but I was scared to death they would catch me filming. They'd for sure kick me out, and probably worse. There were tons of rooms. It was much bigger than I realized, and the craziest part about it, all the rooms shared one bathroom. This bathroom. No better than the pictures, it was absolutely disgusting, and it emitted the most wretched smell you can imagine. This was the first toilet. The second toilet had no water and couldn't hold any because the entire back was cracked. And the third was full of shit. A bunch more happened that wasn't on camera, so I darted outside so I'd have some space to talk.
Alright, y'all. I'm really nervous. I'm really scared. This is way more than I meant to sign up for. I don't know where to start. So right when I went in, what scared me the most is I paid and they said no filming, pretty much. I don't understand much Spanish, but I know enough for him to say no filming. I was like, what? Like, really trying to understand. So I'm like, no picture, no film, but in Spanish. And going in the front door, it's like a big metal bar door. It's not locked, but you go in and you check in, and then there's another gate. And it was closed, metal gate, I didn't think anything of it. But once I checked in and paid, he called someone on the inside to come out and open it. I don't know how to say it, like it's a big metal gate that's locked, and they opened a second metal gate just for me to get in. The crowd there, the best way I can describe it is it feels almost like a homeless shelter. It doesn't feel like a hostel or hotel. It's everyone there is, they're like 50s, 60s. What scares me the most though is just that I stand out a lot. When I walk in, you know, there's like 15 of them kind of all in like the common area, and everyone just looks at me and like stares at me, and I just walk up and I don't know what to say. Nobody speaks any English and I don't speak any Spanish, so I can't communicate with anyone. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, obviously you've seen what I've showed so far in video. I've been in sketchy situations before. I don't want to think like I'm like hyping this up or dramatizing it. I was in a hostel, actually the first YouTube video I ever posted on YouTube was this hostel from hell story where I was in a room with people that were dealing like fairly large quantities of coke. It was another super cheap place, and it ended with the area that I was staying at, the roof fell in, it collapsed. Like that's how shitty this place was. And I stayed there for multiple days. I've been in bad situations before, but this is unlike something else. Additionally, that was in England. I can trust the police there. Here at this place, like, I'm alone. I don't know anyone in Mexico City. I don't speak Spanish. The police are incredibly corrupt here. You can't trust them. I've said this in another video, but since I've been in Mexico, I've been stopped 4 times by police. I'm talking like put up against a cop car, like patted down, searched, harassed, pretty much. Long story, I'm not gonna explain now, but if you're a gringo in general, if you're in a touristy area and you're walking around at night and you fit a typical profile of a, I don't know, spring breaker, preppy, entitled, I don't know, person that might have drugs on them, then they're gonna be extra aggressive in searching you. All I'm saying is when I'm in there, I feel defenseless. I feel like it's just me against not against, but like there's no one in there that has my back. I don't know what's being said, what's being planned, and I know very clearly they made it, the number one thing they made clear was they don't want me to film, and that's what I'm doing. Time to go back one last time. The footage you saw just then was like a fraction of this place. It's a pretty big place, not gonna lie. Oh, one thing. This should make me feel safer, but it only made me feel more scared. Everyone at this hostel does not fit a successful business stereotype. And as I was leaving, they're like opening the big old metal gate for me, and I'm just trying to be nice, like say some small talk. I'm like, oh, like what's around here? What's there to do? And he doesn't understand me, so he's like, oh, one second. So he goes to the back and gets this guy who is very polished in a suit, like very tidy. Does not look like anyone else that's in there. And he comes up to me and he speaks almost perfect English and just is like, hey, what's up? I was like, oh, what is there to do here, blah, blah, blah. Meeting him made me feel way more scared because I don't know what type of operations going on at this place. I don't believe there's any way this place is in business if it's just a hotel or hostel. I don't know if it's related with the cartel or mafia. I don't want to go there, and I know that's like very exaggerated, but it's just, I don't understand why a place like this exists and why someone of this guy's stature, of this, like, he's very sophisticated, why he was there in the back office. Anyways, alright, we're gonna go back. We'll see how this goes.
As I walked back, I noticed on the street adjacent to the hotel, police were stationed every block. But what concerned me was as I casually panned around, the officers swiftly ducked behind corners as if they didn't want to be on camera. You see that right there, ducking behind the corner? That happened twice. I got back to my room to find a new roommate who, for a couple seconds, I had to question if he was alive. I then revisited the bathroom to discover no water came out of the sink. But worst of all, I discovered why it smelled so horrible. The urinal disposed of all of its liquids straight to the ground. That's right. Everyone is pretty much just peeing straight on the floor. I then joined some friends in the movie room, and it was nothing too exciting, but it did have the one good thing I can say about this place. They had upgraded their old box TV to a 20-inch flat screen TV. I eventually made it down to the common room, where at first I was really confused because everyone seemed to just be sitting there in a trance, not talking to each other, just staring at the TV, commercials or not. But then it occurred to me, those TVs were the only technology there. No one had a phone, there were no computers. What they called the kitchen was just a single burner and a pan. Based upon what I had seen so far, there were no wall outlets. The only signs of electricity were the 2 TVs. I had yet to see running water, which reminded me, where were those god-awful showers? Turns out they were in a locked room, and you had to pay an additional 7 extra pesos to use them. I think this might be the only hotel in the world where showers are not included. I had no interest in paying or staying any longer, so after getting through the first gate, then the second, I was finally free.
Oh my god, guys, we're out of there. We're safe and sound. They didn't catch me filming, thank god. I didn't see that boss guy, which really made me happy because he really creeped me out. But anyways, I just wanted to let y'all know, this hotel right here, while it was the most dangerous, it was not the worst reviewed. There's one other one that is reviewed worse than this place. And 2 days from now, I'm gonna be staying there. So if you want to see what it's like me staying in the absolute worst reviewed hotel in all of Mexico, I'm gonna be linking it right over there. Just to let you know, I want to apologize for not sleeping at this place. I'm not going to completely risk my safety when something was this, I felt like, this dangerous. But I promise you, I will be staying the night in the worst reviewed hotel in all of Mexico. I swear to God, I'll stay the night. It's in the red light district. So many horrible things about it. See y'all in my next video, guys. Peace out.